Marcus Aurelius once said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." These words, spoken centuries ago, hold a profound truth that remains just as relevant in our modern, fast-paced world. But have you ever paused to reflect on whether the endless pursuit of romantic relationships truly leads to happiness? Or could it be that this relentless chase is merely a distraction from a more profound and lasting fulfillment? In today's digital age, where dating apps and social media dominate our interactions, it's easy to get caught up in the cycle of seeking external validation. A like a match, a fleeting conversation, each one offering a momentary rush of approval. But what if I told you that true happiness doesn't come from others recognizing your worth, but from you recognizing it within yourself? What if the secret to a fulfilled life isn't found in the arms of another, but in the strength of your own mind? This is the essence of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that continues to provide wisdom for navigating the complexities of life. Stoicism teaches that real contentment comes not from external circumstances, but from the mastery of one's own thoughts, emotions, and reactions. It is not about suppressing emotions or rejecting relationships, but rather about building an inner fortress so strong that no external force can shake its foundation. At its core, Stoicism is not about passive resignation. It is about active empowerment. Many people fall into the trap of believing that love, attention, or validation from another person will complete them. Yet, the reality is that placing your sense of worth in the hands of someone else makes you vulnerable to instability. When validation fades, or a relationship ends, you might find yourself feeling unmoored, searching desperately for the next source of emotional fulfillment. This endless cycle can be exhausting, leaving you constantly dependent on external affirmation to feel whole. Instead, Stoicism offers a liberating alternative: self-sufficiency. Imagine a life where your confidence and contentment come not from the approval of others, but from the unshakable belief in your own value. Rather than seeking love as a means to fill a void, you approach relationships from a place of strength, ensuring that your happiness is not contingent on another person's presence or validation. Love, in this context, becomes a beautiful addition to your life, rather than the foundation upon which it rests. This shift in mindset doesn't mean rejecting love or connection. After all, human relationships are a natural and enriching part of life. However, Stoicism suggests that love should enhance your happiness, not be the sole provider of it. When you cultivate a strong sense of self-worth, you engage in relationships for the right reasons, appreciating your partner for who they truly are, rather than using them as a means to complete yourself. This perspective fosters deeper, more meaningful connections based on mutual respect, shared values, and genuine companionship. Another essential Stoic principle is the acceptance of impermanence. Nothing in life is guaranteed, and clinging too tightly to anything, be it a person, a relationship, or an ideal, only leads to suffering. Many fear the loss of love so intensely that they become consumed by it, worrying about the future rather than enjoying the present. But when you embrace the Stoic idea of acceptance, you learn to appreciate love as it is, in the moment, without allowing the fear of its potential loss to overshadow its beauty. This detachment is not coldness. Rather, it is the key to experiencing love in its purest form, without anxiety, without desperation, and without fear. The modern world encourages us to seek fulfillment in external achievements, relationships, and status. But Stoicism reminds us that the most powerful and lasting happiness is cultivated from within. When you free yourself from the constant need for external validation, you become the architect of your own joy. You no longer chase love out of loneliness, but embrace it with gratitude when it naturally enters your life. So, the next time you feel the urge to seek validation through romantic pursuits, pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I looking for love to fill a void, or am I already whole on my own? True fulfillment doesn't come from the outside world, it starts with you, within your own mind, in your way of thinking. And when you master that, you will find that happiness has been within your grasp all along. Think about it. What if relationships were built on deeper qualities, rather than superficial factors like appearance, wealth, or social status? Imagine a world where people valued each other not for transient attributes, but for the essence of their character, their kindness, integrity, wisdom, and beliefs. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy centered on virtue and self-mastery, teaches us to prioritize these enduring qualities over fleeting impressions. In today's society, it is easy to be drawn into the illusion that attraction is primarily based on external validation. Yet, a relationship built on genuine connection, shared values, and mutual respect is infinitely more rewarding than one rooted in temporary infatuation or surface-level admiration. When we choose our connections based on depth rather than appearances, we foster relationships that stand the test of time, built on a foundation of trust, understanding, and meaningful companionship. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to focus on self-improvement rather than seeking constant approval from others. Instead of channeling your energy into impressing people or craving external validation, imagine redirecting that energy into becoming the best version of yourself. What if, instead of chasing acceptance, you invested in your own personal growth, mastering a new skill, pursuing a passion, expanding your knowledge, or striving for excellence in any aspect of life, leads to a deeper sense of fulfillment. Self-growth is not just a path to personal happiness, it is also a powerful magnet that naturally draws others toward you. Ironically, when you prioritize your own development, you exude confidence and purpose, which makes you far more attractive not through desperation, but through authenticity and self-assurance. Another profound lesson from Stoicism is the importance of detaching from rigid expectations. Often, we become fixated on specific outcomes, whether in relationships, careers, or personal aspirations. We tell ourselves that things must happen in a certain way, at a certain time, with a particular person. But this attachment to rigid expectations breeds anxiety, frustration, and disappointment when reality does not align with our preconceived notions. What if you could free yourself from this self-imposed burden? Stoicism teaches us that while we should always strive to do our best, we must also accept that we cannot control every result. The true key to inner peace is to act with intention, maintain integrity, and embrace life's unpredictability with resilience. By letting go of the need to control every outcome, you experience a profound sense of liberation. Instead of feeling defeated when things don't go as expected, you learn to adapt, recalibrate, and move forward with wisdom and grace. This perspective shifts your focus from external circumstances to internal stability, allowing you to find peace and fulfillment, regardless of what happens around you. Imagine approaching relationships not from a place of fear or scarcity, but from a place of abundance and self-sufficiency. When you stop chasing validation and instead cultivate happiness from within, you no longer feel desperate for attention or approval. You become someone who values your own worth, and in doing so, you attract those who appreciate you for who you truly are. So, the next time you feel the temptation to chase after a relationship for validation, or to mold yourself into someone else's expectations, remember the wisdom of Stoicism. True happiness and fulfillment are cultivated from within. Meaningful relationships are built on mutual respect, self-sufficiency, and an appreciation of the present moment. Rather than seeking fulfillment from external sources, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. When you live with purpose, confidence, and authenticity, the right connections will naturally follow, enriching your life in ways you never expected.